Okay, so this is the morning yoga practice I've been doing for about 2 months now, and I found it really helpful for connecting the mind body, kind of like getting you out of the automatic patterns you have. Like you wake up in the morning, you might go on your phone, you might just like you start the day, you don't really connect with your breath, and doing so I find helps a lot with impulsivity. It helps you, like if you can connect with your breath, then throughout the whole day, if you ever get bored, you can just connect back to it. There's an old quote saying that all of man's troubles comes from his inability to sit still. And sitting still I find is a lot easier if I can connect with my breath. So I've been doing this to help with it, and the whole point of it is to sync each movement with an in-breath or an out-breath, and I've just been finding it hugely beneficial. We're gonna get to it. It's about 10 minutes, and I do this before I go on my phone in the morning at all. So here we go. I'm gonna start off, just lie down. This helps a lot, and I'm just gonna sit here for about a minute and take deep breaths in and out. And what this is doing is it's settling the mind and allowing you to focus later on the breath. If you don't do this, your mind's gonna be wandering throughout the whole exercise. Now, I already did my practice this morning, so I'm gonna go through this instead of making you watch me lie here with my belly going up and down for a minute. But from here, what I'll typically do, I'll start moving my hands, my toes a little bit, my ankles, and then I'll come up into a ball, and I'll massage the spine side to side. Now for me, I like doing this one too. You can circle and like just opens up the hips, which is very important for me as someone who competes in jiu-jitsu. You can go inside and like they normally like for me I hear like this little pop or click, and that's the ligament going from one side of the hip to the other. I don't think it's bad at all. It's basically how my hips have always been, and my ankles too. Like I can go like this with my ankle. That's definitely not going to come across in the sound. But I just go my ankle side to side, and I can feel like the little ligaments moving across. Hasn't bothered me. Don't think it's an issue. But I come up from the ball, sit up, and my wrists are normally pretty tight, so I try to work them out by coming here and kind of just swaying, focusing on the breath. And when I'm doing the legs, I'm also focusing on the breath and trying to, back here, I'll go in and then out, in and then out. And having the physical movement helps with the timing of the breath, and your breath dictates the timing of how long this takes for each of the movements. Coming up to here, we'll kind of go over the wrist, circle around. Just feeling it. I'll do like a breath in, breath out. So like when I go up above, I'll breathe in. When I come back down, I'll breathe out. And then I find I'll wiggle my, I'll sit flat, ankles flat on the mat, and I'll just wiggle my ankles and like use my butt to push them side to side, kind of warm them up. You can bounce up and down here, which helps your limbic system. And I just find it very calming. Very calming. It's what I used to do in wrestling for my warm-ups. Well, this is how I'd end it. Then laughing at that. Come up, downward dog. And as I go here, I'm gonna breathe in and then exhale. Try to stretch it forward, maybe put your toes flat on the mat, roll over them. Just warm up the shoulders. One of the benefits of this also is that it helps to lubricate all of your joints by moving them through their range of motion. And if you want long-term healthy joints, you need to use them, or else you just wind up with, if you don't move them, then they will start to degrade. Moving them helps to move fluid, move minerals around them, and helps keep them working proper. Okay, next up, I'm gonna go here. You can go back, you can open the hip if you can. In breath, out breath. In, out. Come up to my lunge. In, out, the twist. In, out. And now I'll kind of roll them up like that to roll out the hips. In, out. Well, that was in, and then you can come down, fold. In, here, cross it, out. I also find the balance helps to settle the mind. Come up. Typically on that section of the mat where the ceiling's a little taller. Roll out the neck. Then I'll come back down. I'll repeat the same process for the left side, so I'll be facing you this time. Hopefully I stayed in frame for that. You can always add an in and an out movement to it just to keep the beat of it. So initially when I was doing this, I was coming from like here, I'd open, and then I'd come straight up to the lunge. But those are both two opening positions. So I had the open and then the wrap under. There's many positions you can add between. You just need to sync them between the in-breath and the out-breath. So you can come here, hip up, exhale, inhale, put it back down. A lot of people, they'll do like, they'll come up to mountain, and then they'll go down for like a fold, where like you're over, and then a half fold. I can't really do that. I do not want to be able to do that. I'm perfectly fine with the Okay, so I do a lot of jiu-jitsu. I need to keep my joints safe. If I practice holding deep holds, like fully extending for a long time and trying to like fold myself down, a lot of what that is there's neuromuscular tension, and your body's like, I don't want my arm fully extended like that, but you relax into it, and in doing so, you train your body to get rid of the instinct that is like, let's not do that. And that's a lot of what flexibility is just training your body to let go of the tension in that final range of motion. I want that tension. If my arm is like fully out, if I'm getting folded, if I'm getting split, I want that knee-jerk reaction of like pulling it together. I don't want to get rid of that. I know many jiu-jitsu athletes who have started yoga, injured themselves because they do deep movements and they hold the position. They'll like hold the folds. I'm like, no. I like being tight. Tight to a degree. I like not having that full range. I like my instinct to yank my limbs back when they're being fully extended. And that keeps me safe. A lot of jiu-jitsu people, they start yoga and then 2 or 3 months later they get injured. And that's because they're losing. I mean, this is what my brother and I talked about. I've looked this up. You can comment down below if you disagree, but they lose that jerk back instinct, and that helps to keep you safe. It's your body being like, oh no, I don't want to like have my limbs fully locked out or like past where I like them. The whole purpose of this is not to necessarily increase flexibility, but to increase strength through your range of motion, which is why you do it slow and controlled. Some other positions that you can do. So once you come up, there's also, like, you can go from your lunge, and I'll go back here. You can go from your lunge, you can sit back to here. I don't typically hold this because it's like I'm knee-barring myself, but then you can also come up and do like what they call an airplane. This is more difficult for me because I'm on a foam mat. If the ground's more solid, it's easier. But you can go here, here, twist it kind of. You can put the knee behind, come here, bring the leg up, you bring it over, you can sink it down. This one I feel kind of like in my butt, and it's also stabilizing for the calf, and it helps with balance. You can bring the leg to the side if that's easier for you. There's a lot of different positions, but the idea here is to teach you how to build your own. And it's by linking the inhale with the exhale, and also just encouraging you to do this as a practice for range of motion. Then I typically always, it looks silly, I typically always end up my sessions by like shaking out. And for this, I'm kind of bouncing with my weight in my heels a little bit. And going. It helps just release any tension in the body, relax it, ground you, kind of like just sinking deeper. And you can like, it also helps relax your voice if you're filming anything, like warm up to beforehand. It's just like, and if you have a lot of tension that you keep in your neck, you can see that. I've also been adding some of Elliot Hulse's bioenergetics to it. The whole point of bioenergetics is to, what would you say? Help release tension in the body and notice it. So part of that, one of the things you can do is you lean back like this to relax the muscles in the face, to kind of like free up energy you keep in your stomach. You lean back. and you breathe into your belly, and you'll notice like your body starts shaking. My mind's like kind of like gives you a little bit of a head rush, but like it helps. Like the shaking helps break up some of the tension in the body. What else does he have? Yeah, so if you notice, some people, like one of his videos he did, a person was doing that exercise, and like their whole neck was turning like blood red. And if you look at it, like according to him, it's tension being stored in the neck, which is why he was getting so red, because of the tension he was under and the constriction. And for him, he was like, yeah, you store a lot of tension in your neck, which is why when you open your mouth to relax, to kind of like release some tension from your face. I mean, you can check his channel, it's some good stuff. Elliot Hulse Bioenergetics. But I combine the two practices together, and I do like, I would always do this before a wrestling match, like just loosen up. Like, keeps you nice and limber, keeps you relaxed. I find it very relaxing, kind of like bouncing on your heels. One of the benefits of this practice and doing it daily and having it, like, this is one of the things I've talked about for my system that I was creating, like the anti-derping system. How do you stay conscious? How do you, like, not go into that automatic mode where then things start to fall apart? The reason why a lot of people's New Year's resolutions fall apart is because they go into it with so much energy. They're like, oh, I'm going to do this. I'm not going to drink. I'm not going to smoke. I'm not going to do whatever. And then it leaves their mind. They stop thinking about it as much. You need reminders to keep yourself engaged, to remind yourself why you're doing stuff. For me, like, you need to keep habits up. Even if you don't necessarily think you need the habit anymore, you still need to do the habit. Well, you need to evaluate the habit to see, first off, like what it is. But if you have a habit such as yoga or meditation or going for walks, and they help you to be more engaged, more conscious, more aware of your decisions. And when I say conscious, I mean the space between your thoughts and your actions. If you can have a thought, look at that thought and say, do I want to act on it? That is, like, being able to ask yourself that is what consciousness is. A lot of people, they get into like this automatic mode and it kind of feels like a fog, but you don't quite notice it. And you can check out my video I'm uploading today up as well, talking more about this, but you need to create space for awareness of your thoughts so that you don't become an NPC, you don't go automatic, you don't just, oh, cookie, eat it. Okay, we need space in there. Like, do I want to eat that cookie? Is it late at night? Will that sugar benefit me? Like, you need to be able to challenge the thoughts going through your head. Some of them are beneficial, some are good habits. Some of them no longer serve you. And if you're not aware of, if you're not ever questioning that, then your life's just going to be in the same place it's always been. If you can change that, if you can add space through yoga, through meditation, between the thought and the action, then you can evaluate whether or not this thought is still serving you. You can understand what thoughts are controlling you, what thoughts are being triggered by your environment. You can remove triggers from your environment. You can add positive triggers into your environment. Part of the reason why I come downstairs to do this, where I have, it's a gymnastics mat, I use it for wrestling. Part of the reason why I do this is because it changes my environment. If I go in my office and I try to do this, man, I'm gonna like go on my computer, start doing work, because that's what I do in that environment is I work. I come down here, I use the mat. So by shifting my environment, I eliminate triggers that will make me impulsively want to do other things. If I see a dirty floor, I'm like, I have the thought of, oh, I want to clean it. If I don't ever challenge that thought, like, you might think, oh, that's a good thought. Not really, not wanting to try to get work done, man. It kind of sucks. Like, and that's kind of what OCD is. You're not challenging those thoughts in your head, and you're allowing yourself to go from the thought to the action. And like a lot of ADHD too. I mentioned this in like 2 days ago in one of my videos. But like, if you want to understand the ADHD mind and why I'm making these systems to come against it, one of my cats threw up on it. So I plan out my day every night before bed. I woke up and I was like, oh, I have a little bit of time. So, and my cat threw up on the rug, so I cleaned up the throw up with the rug vacuum, and then I was like, oh, there's fluid left in the rug vacuum. Okay, I can go clean this other carpet in my house, and then I can go clean my grandmother's room. And in my grandmother's room, she has a litter box up there with a little mat outside to capture any cat litter that is tracked out. And I'm like, oh, I should vacuum that. So then I got the vacuum out. I vacuumed that. I vacuumed her room, and then I came downstairs. I'm like, well, I already have the vacuum out, so why not go and just do the kitchen, do the house, get it nice and clean. So then I do that, and then I'm like looking at my schedule. I'm like, that's like 45 minutes gone. Okay, well, I could just push back my whole schedule by 1 hour and do something for 15 minutes. Then I started doing making beef jerky, which I had marinating in my garage, and putting into the oven. And I'm like that is what happens. That is not challenging your thoughts, because I never challenged. Oh, there's cleaner left in the vacuum, but it's really better for me to get some work done. I'm like, no, let's just do that. And the thing is, like, yes, those things need to get done. They're not the most important things for you to do. And a lot of those tasks, like cleaning, they give you instant reward when doing them. They're easy to do. They give you quick feedback. You feel better after having cleaned, almost always. Some more challenging thoughts, like coming up with a marketing plan or like creating new products, they're more challenging, not instant reward like that. So your brain defaults to easy dopamine. Whether or not that habit is good or bad, it defaulted to, oh, we can just vacuum. That's nice and easy. I'm going to feel good. Which is why I do this, to create the space, to challenge those thoughts, to make sure I get my deep work sessions in. And yeah, if you have any questions, comment them down below, and peace out.